Alright guys, I'm going to do a quick review today of the European American Arms Zastava M88 9mm. This is a pistol that doesn't really get talked about too much. There's a few mixed reviews about it online and on YouTube from what I've seen. But after owning it since April of 2010, and after putting about 500 rounds through it, I think it deserves a little more credit. So I'm going to go ahead and do a quick review of this weapon, and we'll see what you guys think afterwards. Alright, first of all, as you can see, it's fairly small in size. It's almost like a baby 1911. It was modeled after the Russian Tokarev. Apparently the design is 80 years old, and this particular gun's been being built since the 50s with improvements over the years, but very few improvements though. Now, first and foremost, I have baby hands, so this gun actually fits really well in mine because it's very thin, at just 1.25 inches wide. So it's a pretty small gun, short of 7 inches long, and it has a few ups and downs, but I'll go over those. First of all, the gun as it is now with nothing in it is 28 ounces. Reason being is because not only just the frame but the slide is also made out of steel. Now, as heavy as that is, that actually seems to help with recoil. When you go to fire the gun, instead of the gun jumping at the front, it'll just go straight back. So it actually, in my opinion, helps with recoil. But it is 28 ounces, so it's not the lightest gun. Also, the trigger up here, this is a 10.5 pound trigger. I know that's a huge problem right off the bat from what most of you guys are pretty much hearing. I know that that's not a good thing. I know that it's something that a lot of people are afraid of or just might not like because it's so heavy, but it is a 10.5 pound pull. So when the trigger pulls back, it'll pull very loosely, and then you'll feel resistance, and the hammer will go ahead and drop. Another thing I don't like about the trigger on this gun is that the edges are serrated. I don't know if you can really see it right there, but the edges of the trigger here they have serrations in them for its use as a service weapon in Serbia. I can't pull that with the tip of my finger. It'll wind up actually hurting me, so I have to pull it with the fatter part of my finger. I pull it with about right there. So anyway, I know it's not the best thing, but that's the gun. Now, the magazine capacity is 8 plus 1 round, so 8 in here, 1 in the chamber, if you so wish. The gun is very easy to take apart, just safely off. Just pull the lock out of the way. The pin will drop when pulling back slightly on the slide. After the pin drops, you can simply take the slide off, pull the sear out with the hammer, and then the recoil spring pops out fairly easily, along with the end piece and the barrel. And I know I'm not wording all of these correctly, so please bear with me. The barrel is 3.6 inches, and for a 3.6 inch barrel, 9mm, again, I think with credit to the slide, the gun is fairly accurate. It's very fun to shoot, very easy to shoot. And with a little bit of practice, you can be very, very accurate with this gun. Again, because of its size, that's what makes it so great for concealing. One of the things I love about it. So let me put this back together real quick, and like you can see, it goes back together pretty easily. I can pull this thing apart in about 5 seconds at my fastest if I really needed to. So anyway, and there it is, all back together. Now, with the gun being as it is, it's a $260 gun. I paid $264 for it on budsgunshop.com in April of 2010. I've seen them go as low as $220 right now. And I'll tell you guys, after putting about 500 rounds through and handing it to friends of mine who own HKs, Sig Sauers, Glocks, Rugers, Smith & Wessons, they all seem to love this. I mean, they've all told me that they've enjoyed shooting it, and it's a fun gun to shoot. It's an easy gun to shoot. It's pretty easy to conceal too, because again, it's not a very big gun. The only problem I've ever had with it was the flower, the magazine. As it cycles down with each shot, as it feeds a bullet from the magazine. After about 2 to 250 rounds, that flower down there got really stiff. It actually seized and got stuck inside the magazine when it cycled up or down. Now, I have, of course, cleaned it and lubricated it the way it should, the way the manual specifies, and that never fixed the problem. So I actually took the flower out and bent the back piece that pushes up against the back of the magazine. I actually bent that down slightly, and then bent the front piece down slightly, and that's eliminated the problem. I haven't had a problem feeding or shooting since then from this magazine. So anyway, again, overall, it's a pretty good gun, especially for the money. The sights, when it comes to aiming, I'll see if I can get this up in line with the camera here, but you have a little bit of air between your front sight and the rest, and normally all of these dots are white, but I painted the front one up here red. I literally just took a Sharpie to it, so it would be easier to distinguish with fast drawing if need be. This gun I have to particularly aim a little bit high with, so that's after experiencing the recoil. I know I'm not anticipating anymore, so I have to bring it up just a couple of hairs high for the gun to shoot straight and true. So, but at 21 feet, at 7 yards, this gun's very accurate. Again, it's very fun to shoot. I put 115 grain ammo in it. It's just regular ammo. I currently have just cheap range ammo in it right now, but it'll shoot hollow points no problem, of course. It will not take NATOs. I put NATOs in it once and it jammed every other round. It's just too fast for the slide to rack back and pull another bullet out. It's too much power for it, so it will not shoot NATOs. But other than that, it's a good gun, and like I said, it's a little heavy and the trigger pull's a little strong, but with a little bit of practice, it's fairly easy to carry. And for the price, again, around $200, it's, in my opinion, well worth it. So I hope this review was helpful, and open to answering any questions you guys might have. Thanks very much for watching.